Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and today I'm going to be continuing Horror Across America, and I'm going to be covering two states. The first one is going to be, of course, Minnesota, and then the second one is going to be Mississippi. Originally, I was going to do this with 4 states, because Minnesota, I've got 5 books, but with Mississippi, I've only got 1 book. I was only able to find 1 horror book, and I'm not even completely sure if it's a full-blown horror novel or not. It sounds like it possibly could be, maybe a little bit of a crime thriller added into it as well. But I didn't want to make a super long video, and I believe the next video I make after the next one's I'm going to be able to kind of shorten also, but then it's going to be, I'll probably have a longer one when I get to the ends, like with Nebraska and Nevada and all that. Those might be maybe 20, 30-minute long videos. Anyway, we're going to go and get underway with this. So, like I said, I got 5 books here from Minnesota. So, the first one I'm going to talk about is Anoka, and this is by Shane Hawk. Welcome to Anoka, Minnesota, a small city just outside of the Twin Cities, dubbed the Halloween capital of the world since 1937. Here before you lie several tales involving bone collectors, pagan witches, werewolves, skeletal bison, and cloned children. It is up to you to decipher between fact and fiction, as the author has woven historical facts into his narratives. With his debut horror collection, Cheyenne and Arapaho author Shane Hawk explores themes of family, grief, loneliness, and identity through the lens of indigenous life. My grandma's blurb, where did that come from? I am not sure. I think that's part of the synopsis. Please find, my grandma's blurb, that might be the name of one of the stories, I don't know. Please find another hobby. This is too horrible for words. How can you imagine someone enjoying that? And that's the synopsis. I'm not really sure where that my grandma's blurb thing came from, but it was part of the synopsis. I don't know in the general scope of things what sense that makes. I'm not sure. Anyway, that was Anoka, and that is by Shane Hawk. All right. Okay, next up we have got Sightings, and this is by Mark Lukens. Are aliens real? 4 film school students are about to find out. In 1988, Lydia Connor was abducted by aliens from her cabin near Spectre Lake, Minnesota, while her husband lay in bed, temporarily paralyzed. She screamed at him for help as she floated up to the ceiling in a blinding flash of light, and then she was gone. In 2009, three film school students journeyed to the Spectre Lake cabin where the abduction of Lydia Connor took place, bringing along Fran, Lydia Connor's daughter. They hope to capture proof of an alien visitation on film. They hope to recreate events from the abduction. They plan to use Fran as the bait. But they encounter much more than they could have ever imagined. And that is Sightings, and that is by Mark Lukens. Alright, and we have got Bloodline, and this is by Jess Lurie. I believe I'm pronouncing the name right. Perfect town, perfect home, perfect families. It's enough to drive some women mad. In a tale inspired by real events, pregnant journalist Joan Harkin is cautiously excited to follow her fiancé back to his Minnesota hometown. After spending a childhood on the move and chasing the screams and swirls of news-rich city life, she's eager to settle down. Lilydale's motto, "Come home forever," couldn't be more inviting. And yet something is off in the picture-perfect village. The friendliness borders on intrusive. Joan can't shake the feeling that every move she makes is being tracked. An archaic organization still seems to hold the town in thrall. So does the sinister secret of a little boy who vanished decades ago. And unless Joan is imagining things, a frighteningly familiar figure from her past is on watch in the shadows. Her fiancé tells her she's being paranoid. He might be right. Then again, she might have moved to the deadliest small town on Earth. And that is Bloodlines, and that is by Jessica. Did I say Jessica Lurie? Jess Lurie, okay. By Jess Lurie. Okay. Next up, we have got A Hawk in the Woods, and this is by Carrie Laban. When newscaster Abby Waite is diagnosed with a potentially terminal illness, she decides to do the logical thing, break her twin sister Martha out of prison and hit the road. Their destination is the Waite family cabin in Minnesota, where Abby plans a family reunion of sorts. But when you come from a family where your grandfather frequently took control of your body during your youth, where your mother tried to inhabit your mind and suck your youthful energies out of you, and where so many dark secrets and bodies even are buried, such a family meeting promises to be nothing short of complicated. And that is A Hawk in the Woods, and that is by Carrie Laban. Excuse me. Okay, finally for Minnesota, we have got Chopping Spree, and this is by Angela Sylvain. Eden Hills, Minnesota is famous for one thing, its 80s-inspired fashion mall. When high school junior Penny lands a job at one of its trendy stores, she notices her teen co-workers all wear a strange symbol they won't explain. Suspicious but wanting to belong, she agrees to stay after closing for a party in the closed store. Her fun turns to terror when Penny discovers a mortally wounded boy and learns there's a killer loose in the mall. Soon the teens are running for their lives. Will Penny discover the truth behind the mall cabal and survive to slay another day? Or will she fall victim to the Galleria of Gore? And that is Chopping Mall, or Chopping Spree, by Angela Sylvain. All right, and that is going to do it for Minnesota. Okay, so now we come to Mississippi, and I just have one book. I looked all over the internet for something for Mississippi. I could not find anything except this one book, and that book is Faye, and this is by Larry Brown. She's had no education, hardly any shelter, and you can't call what her father's been trying to give her since she grew up love. So at the ripe age of 17, Faye Jones leaves home. She lights out alone, wearing her only dress and rotting sneakers, carrying a purse with a half pack of cigarettes and $2 bills. Even in 1985 Mississippi, $2 won't go far on the road. She's headed for the bright lights and big times, and even she knows she needs help getting there. But help's not hard to come by when you look like Faye. There's a highway patrolman who gives her a lift with a detour to his own place. There are truck drivers who pull over to pick her up, no questions asked. There's a crop duster pilot with money for a night or two on the town. And finally, there's a strip joint bouncer who deals on the side. At the end of this suspenseful, compulsively readable novel, there are 5 dead bodies stacked up in Faye's wake. Faye herself is sighted for the last time in New Orleans. She'll never make it, whatever making it means, because Faye's got what it takes. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. She'll make it, whatever making it means, because Faye's got what it takes. Beauty, a certain kind of innocent appeal, and the instinct for survival. Set mostly in the seedy beach bars, strip joints, and massage parlors of Biloxi, Mississippi, back before the casinos took over. Faye is a novel that only Larry Brown, the reigning king of grit lit, could have written. As the New York Times Book Review once put it, he's a writer absolutely confident of his own voice. He knows how to tell a story. And that is Faye, and that is by Larry Brown. Like I said, doesn't necessarily sound like a horror novel, but I put it anyway. Because, to be honest with you, I felt sorry for Mississippi. I didn't want to leave them out. It's just not right. I mean, they got the coolest way to spell their name. M-I-hump, or, whatever. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, that is it. Minnesota and Mississippi. And until next time, take care and stay scared. Thank you. Bye-bye.